People of the internet, Kevin Hart has words for those that dare criticize his roast. And today, we're going to hear exactly what he has to say to us right now.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. But our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not.
Apparently not, Kevin. That's why you're sitting there having to explain yourself weeks later, because people are pissed off about this. You can't just throw those kinds of subjects into a roast and expect people that have to live with that every single day to just be there like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I get the humor. It's a roast. Shit, no, you say whatever you want. It's a roast. Come on now.
I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, that's what they do. It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new.
So he knew they were going to be racist and fuck, and he still brought them on a show. That's just, as Usher would say, this is my confession, right? He knew. He just said he knew they were going to say some hurtful shit. So there we go. There's a little bit more responsibility for Kevin Hart in allowing this to happen. I just think it's absolutely crazy that a president with an agenda to bring white power back, all these racists in our government, people's rights being stripped away from them by our government, the racism is just, it's not even in the closet anymore. People are proudly displaying it everywhere they go in this country. And Kevin Hart thought it was a good idea to make shit worse, to ignite the fire. He thought it was a good idea. I don't understand it. There are things you just don't do in life. You have speed limits. You have all these limits to protect people's safety. And you can have freedom of speech all day, but if your freedom of speech is hate speech, there's a problem. I don't know, and you probably won't even see it that way. The way you'll see it? It's comedy. Let everything, if you don't want everything, don't watch comedy. You don't understand comedy. All these fucking guys can ever say. They can't have more than I'm gonna stop right there.
This isn't it's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to because we're being honest. People are talking about that joke. Talk about his set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets, between Tony and Cheryl, and I would say Naeem had a really strong set.
Naeem had a very strong set.
I just have to say, Kevin's part of the rogansphere. He's lined up on their propaganda. You got this man defending. He won't defend his people, but he'll defend Tony Hinchcliffe. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? A lot of what I saw is Kevin Hart's a sellout. Kevin Hart's a sellout. And I don't watch Kevin Hart movies, just like the rest of you don't watch Kevin Hart movies. I don't watch Kevin Hart's comedy, just like the rest of you, for the same reasons you don't watch Kevin Hart. I can't stand Kevin Hart. But I didn't really have any investment or feeling into Kevin Hart. I just knew that if Kevin Hart was in a movie, I ignore it. The same one, what's that guy's name? Is it the guy from The Last of Us that he back a couple years ago, everybody was like, oh my gosh, if I see that guy in a movie, I will not even watch it. I can't stand him either. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Here's the point. I had no investment in Kevin Hart. But now, so I didn't know if he was a sellout or not. I just didn't like what he did. It's just like The Rock, too. He does all the same bullshit-ass shit, too. But now I can see why y'all were saying that. He is sitting here. Can you imagine this? He's defending. We don't have to imagine. What am I talking about? He's defending Tony Hinchcliffe right now. But he's like, hey, racism, it's okay. I understand that. That's humor. You know, it's cool. Tony, he's a Nazi. But you know what? He's always been a Nazi. So, like, I can't really blame him. What is this shit? And then he's like, don't you dare talk about Tony. Did you see his set? I just find this absolutely interesting, to say the least. He's defending Tony Hinchcliffe, but he's like, yeah, go ahead, be racist. It's cool. Bro, what is this world? I don't even know. I don't even know. Is this what life is? Just when you think you kind of get a grasp on it, they throw some shit like this at you?
I was laughing out loud at Tony until that joke.
Until the joke.
But not even just that joke. I don't like when people joke about violent, tragic death. I like Pete said, and then I was like, why you had to say anything about Charlie Kirk?
Pete had a great set too. Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke in it.
Yeah.
Like, would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told? Yes. Like, I'm not looking at Pete crazy. I'm not looking at Tony crazy. Like, that's what I know what you're going to do. I know your style of comedy.
Did you see the interview that I did with Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother?
No.
So he said
no shot to you.
No, that's no.
I'm never watching it.
That's fine.
I just want to make clear, I'm never watching that. Like,
I only brought it up.
Even now that you told me, I'm not going to go back and go look at that interview.
Because he's okay.
He don't care, does he? He's so rude about that. I'm never going to watch it. Yeah, you don't want to have to face. You don't want to have to face the words that you allowed, right? The reaction, the response, especially from George Floyd's family. Man. I get wanting to have success, but at the cost of people. If you got to hurt somebody, if you got to put someone down, if you got to break someone down, if you got to like be in the government and strip someone of voting rights, I don't get it. Success should be totally on your merit, and it should be totally based on what you do, not how you harm people, belittle people. I just don't think this was right. Honestly, the roast, to have that stuff in there, you're telling people that since they were taken from their country, their continent, their land, and were brought over here, they have been persecuted, oppressed, put down, beat down, built up this country on their backs that were beaten for not working fast enough, doing this enough, doing that enough, not saying this, that, and the whatever the fuck. They got beat for anything. And then you're telling them, after hundreds of years of oppression and racism and segregation, and just think all the words you could say. It applies. You're telling them to sit there and take it. To sit there and be like, oh, if they can say this on this stage, that's what he's not saying. Is he gave it, Kevin Hart said it was cool because it's humor. Now everybody could go out there and be and then we're just saying this everywhere. Everybody just say, what are we doing? And you're sitting there and you're telling them to take it. To remind them of what this country has done and continues to do to them. To remind them of generations of their family that have suffered under this. To remind them that there's actually people out there that they believe that's how they should be treated. There's limits for a reason. And here's the thing. A lot of people aren't going to understand why you're angry, but they didn't have to go through what you had to go through. They didn't have to fight how you had to fight for every fucking right you have. They didn't have to take the beatings. They didn't have to be told to go sit at the back of the bus. And there's people that won't even be willing to just look at what happened and how you feel and what it cost generations of your family. And there are going to be people that support this shit. But if you have any kind of heart, do not be one of those people. We are better than this. We will not ever all agree. But I think we could compromise and all agree that this isn't the way people should be treated. And we should not perpetuate shit that oppresses people, that continues to hold down people, that continues to belittle people, that continues to put people into shit spaces in life. I just think it's wrong. And that's how I see it. And it ain't going to change. And I don't give a fuck how you try to explain it ass backwards in my comments. I don't give a fuck if I lose all the subscribers. I don't. Because these are the moments you stand for people. And people don't think this is a big deal, but this opened a fucking floodgate in this country. To all the people that wanted to say this, all the people that were saying this, all the people that thought they might say it one day, all the people that weren't quite sure, it gave people to push into this. And now this is going to be used as an excuse for even more racism. And racism ain't shit. It don't solve shit. It don't make shit better. I don't even know how much more I could say about this. I just can't even believe that people are out here defending this. And Kevin Hart is defending Tony Hinchcliffe over his own people. I know why y'all don't like Kevin Hart no more. This is a sad reality. He'll do anything for a dollar.
But I just want to make it clear so you understand what I do with my time. Like, I'm never doing that. Okay, go ahead.
I just asked because he's a fan of you. He saw the joke and it picked up pretty big. So I didn't know if you saw it, but he basically said, like, as a fan of you and knowing that you came to the funeral to support his family, even though it's a roast and Tony, that's what he does, they expected you to kind of be the person that would, like, stop it right in the moment or just not allow for certain things to happen.
And he also said he wanted you to come harder. He said if they're going to joke, why you ain't come harder with your own jokes? All right. Racist jokes, I guess.
This is actually a good thing to give a rebuttal to.
Oh, here we go, guys.
They talked about my dead mom and my dead dad. Said that they were running a train on my mom in
that was hilarious,
right?
It was
that was crazy. Yeah, that was Regina killed that.
Right?
Oh wait, that's right. You probably should say killed that.
The jokes about Kevin was on a slave ship in a bottle with like the ship in the bottle. Like, I'm going to appreciate humor. I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. I get it, right? In this case, like, do more. It's my production. We're live. The more is what? Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and...
Doesn't he sound like your boss or your CEO? I own the company. What do you want me to do? I own the company. What do you think I can do something? What he's going to say is, why would I ruin my roast and my production and my investment and money and my paycheck to stand up for something? That's what he's saying. Why would I interfere with a live Netflix production? You know, the thing is he's like, oh, they're talking about it. This is a big roast. It would have been even bigger if you would have held him accountable and fucking stopped the show, been like, get the fuck off my stage. That would have been a moment that would have made you legendary. And I'm only saying that because it seems that all he cares about is views and successful productions, not his people, not standing up for people, not, being like, yo, look, fuck you for saying that. Do you know what we had to go through? Fuck you for saying that. Get the fuck out of here, fucking racist. I don't know, guys. I think it's pretty simple. You don't do this shit. You just don't. It's look at our history. How could you even want to bring that up? Why would you even want to enter that realm? It just seems so dirty and nasty to want to go on a roast and then be like, fuck all y'all people with all this shitty ass racist jokes. It just seems, I don't know. And look at them. These guys, look at these guys. You want to know the real story about these freedom of speech guys? Look, they were just so bold to stand on their freedom of speech. Of all the freedom of speech they could have thought of, all the things they could have spoken up for, all the crazy shit in the world, the only freedom of speech thing that is really objectionable to them is to saying the N-word and being racist. That's the only thing in this whole world of things we should stand up for with freedom of speech that they could find. And then they were so bold and courageous with their freedom of speech that they went out there and said all those nasty jokes and then think they're so cool in their freedom of speech. Well, the reality is, outside your little bubble, the rogansphere, you're known as a fucking racist, and you're going to be known as one for life. And you're going to walk onto sets, and you're going to walk onto stages, and the audience is going to look up at you, and co-stars, fellow actors, people in your industry are going to look at you, and they're going to look at you as a racist. Is that worth your freedom of speech? To know that whatever room you walk into, somebody's thinking it. Somebody's looking at you in disgust. Now, I know there's this thing about don't care what people think, and that's generally for your personality and all, you know. I get points like that. But you want to be known as a racist to stand up so you could say racist jokes? That's the cost of entry right there. You're going to be known as a racist. And that's you, Shane Gillis. I know nobody will say it. I know people are scared to say it. I know you somehow created this, I'm the mythical Shane Gillis. I can't take no shit. But guess what, brother? You're a racist. You're a racist. And you could be like, that word don't have no meaning, but you wouldn't be arguing about the word not having no meaning and to stop telling us to say it if it didn't have no meaning. Have some fucking dignity. I know everybody's trying to get a YouTube channel and tons of money and fame so they can show everybody, oh, I got an expensive car. I got diamond rings. I got all this money. I'm so successful. But guess what? You ain't doing nothing that the guy before you did. He bought fancy cars. He bought all this shit. Be original. Stand up for something. Do something new, because the flashing your fucking car and all this shit and we're being rich and I don't care about people is played out. Start standing up for people and doing something good with your money. Start having better dreams than just getting rings and things and all of that. We don't take none of it with us, and we don't live very long. I'd rather die knowing I lived with dignity than with $1 billion. And that's just me, and I get it. Not everybody's like that. But I want to live more for more. I want to live for something more than just currency. Paper. That was quite a little rant. Holy shit. Well, people are going to tell me about it in the comments.
Stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction. Like, Tony told a joke.
Yep, punch him in the mouth. We've all wanted to do it.
It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing of like, oh, man, the motherfuckers, they do this.
I mean, slavery. That's why you stand on that hill. Oppression, racism, segregation, lack of rights, lack of voting rights. I mean, we could think of a lot of things. We got to start caring about people. Apparently we don't anymore.
And they're attacking the culture. It doesn't have to be that. It literally is either you're a fan of this level of content or you're not. And if
you're a fucking asshole that wants to be a shitbag, or you got common sense. Thank you, Kevin. Clarified it.
Not a fan, then you don't watch it. So my last note for all attached to this is very simple. Okay?
Wait. Charlemagne was going after Dana White, and I was expecting the same for Kevin. Why is he not getting into Kevin Hart? Charlemagne usually goes in. Why does he not go in it? You can't be sitting here After he defended Tony and was just like, yeah, racism's cool. Okay, maybe he will.
Whatever the headlines or whatever the dialogue is, my rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production.
There you go.
I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm going to drag him off?
Yes.
You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into?
Yes.
Like, what?
Yes.
That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand was to produce a successful roast, which I...
Production over people. Got it, Kevin. That's why you're a sellout. That's why nobody likes you. That's why you make shitty movies. Because he's a sellout. I mean, this is, what do you want me to do? I own the company. What, you expect, who, me? The owner? You know what's funny? He's like, taking no response. What do you want me to do? They came on the show. It's my show. What do you want me to do? You know what? If something happened at the show, who would be held liable? The owner of the company. Right? You couldn't do nothing about it? Then give us the money you made, bitch. Just give it away. Give it. No? Why? Why are you entitled to have that money if you can't do nothing else? What? You said you're the owner? And you get the Remember that. Remember that when you need help, Kevin. What you want me to do?
I did. I also got the rebuttal. I also got to say shit at the end. What are we dealing with here?
No, whoa.
Say it again.
Whoa.
Stop talking as if I said it. So when you say the family and the family's...
You allowed it. It's your party. You let him be on the show. You invited him on the show. I mean, it's like if I went to work and I was late and, I set a trash can on fire and it burned the wall a little bit and it caused, and they're like, well, I mean, it's our company. I'm your boss. Like, what, you want me to fire you for this? But what am I supposed to do? You want me to fire you? Fucking A.
I didn't disrespect the family. Showed up for the family when it happened. Made sure that the family felt supported. Made sure that all things there were actually cool. Behind the scenes, just as an example, the one person that I talked to, and I'm not even going to tell you the conversation, Stephen Jackson.
Oh, I know he caught that.
That's because that's my nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, Stack, let me just call you, man, so I can explain to you, like, the world of the roast, X, Y, and Z. We talked. I get it, Kev. We had a great conversation. But that's what I mean when I say, hey, man, let me call the one person after. And that's before whatever you're talking about. That's immediate. Stack, hey, Tony threw one out.
He made the wrong call. You know why? Because he better call Tyrone.
Out there.
Call him.
It's this and this, but you do know that that's what this shit is a roast. But I just want you to know from my side, that man is on his own.
You ain't lead with that, Kev. You should have been leading with that the whole time.
Because I don't need to.
People just want to know you care.
I don't fucking need to prove to people that I give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Just this time. This one time.
No.
Yes, this one time.
No. If you open that door, then that's the door that people expect all the time. Why the fuck do I need to do that?
I think it's because of how much the George Floyd situation affected so many people. I think I get what you're saying and how you stand on your business, and I respect you for that.
I'm not talking about standing on my business.
Or whatever it is.
I don't respect you, Kevin. I think you're a sellout and a bitch. That's just what I think. You can't let people. You can't. After the hundreds of years of this shit happening to people in this country, in a time like this where our president definitely supports white nationalism, has an agenda to harm and hurt black voting rights, has an agenda to silence the voices of the black community and black Americans that make up a massive percentage of this country. Those same black Americans that have served in the fucking pointless ass wars that you guys keep sending people to. Black Americans that didn't have the choice to sacrifice, but had to sacrifice their lives for your will. I just think you can have a little respect. People go, oh, it's free speech, we should say this. No, you shouldn't. And it's not even a question of free speech. It's out of respect for what those people have had to suffer, endure, just to call themselves American. More than I had to suffer, more than I had to endure, and probably more than you had to endure. In fact, I know more than you had to endure. They have to wake up every day worrying about this. Catching glances from people walking down the street, worried if they have to walk in a wrong neighborhood, that something's going to happen to them, worrying about getting pulled over by the police for bullshit just so that they could be taken to jail and put into the endless system that fucks them over for the rest of their life. Having to grow up knowing that there's people out there that are willing to destroy their lives because of the color of their skin. I think we could have a little bit of respect. And maybe it's just a little bit, maybe it's just my opinion. I don't know. We don't say those things, so we there's so many other things we could joke about Kevin Hart. But I would not go there knowing what it means when those words come out of my mouth. You got to respect people. That's why we don't say it. It's not for the sake of comedy. Comedy don't live and breathe off of fucking racism. It live and breathe off of being funny. You can remove racism and comedy could still be funny. I'm just saying, it's about respect. Now, if you don't understand it, right? If you don't understand it, why'd y'all freak out and get people canceled on their TV show over Charlie Kirk? Why did people lose their jobs over Charlie Kirk? Why did people's accounts get banned over Charlie Kirk if it's not such a big deal to talk about? And then you say, well, George Floyd's a crackhead. Why does he deserve this, that, and the other? Well, the shit coming out of Charlie Kirk's mouth, he sound like a crackhead too. So what's your point? All our politicians are crackhead, taking all them prescription pills. They're all fucking alcoholics. We're people. You don't disgrace somebody that had to die at the hands of the police and the injustice of our government.
Certain things.
Which you seem to agree happened to Charlie Kirk too. Do you see?
Not say it.
But their pushback is it happened at Kevin Hart's roast. Kevin Hart, who is like, he's like, so many of us support you. You're ours.
They just want to hear you say. Okay, I just want to hear you say what you said today is tasteless. You actually reached out to somebody who's considered his family to say, let them know. That's all.
I have the best example. Mm-hmm. If I go to a nightclub and like we're celebrating, right? And 2 people get killed that night at the nightclub. What's the headline?
Kevin Hart's party got shot.
Two people died at Kevin Hart's party, right? People may say, I'm not going to Kevin Hart's party again. Man, you can't go to Kevin Hart shit. Kevin Hart shit ain't safe. I ain't fucking with Kev. You heard what happened. I go, but I didn't fucking do it. I didn't even know the people that fucking was shooting. I didn't even know the 2 people that got killed. That's the nature of being the name.
He's stupid, right? I didn't know the people. Guess what? You knew Tony Hinchcliffe was racist. You knew who they were. And you invited them to the party. Knowing what they were. Kevin Hart, that was a dumb example. That was an absolutely dumb example. It doesn't even make sense. You just said you knew Tony Hinchcliffe was racist. That's who he is. I didn't know nothing. What do you expect me to do? Huh? Ha, 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 ha. What do you expect? Ha, 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 ha. This is absolutely insane. Guess what? He don't give a fuck. And right, hey, look, I'm not trying to claim any absolute truths. This could be the way, right? This could be the way. I don't know, but it don't feel like the way. And it feels like he don't give a fuck about selling out anybody so that he can make a buck. He made a nonsense-ass statement right there to try and prove his point. He didn't prove a point. You knew the guy. The racism was the gun. You invited the guy who's a racist who had the gun to the roast, and boom, he fired. What are we talking about, Kevin? You knew the whole time this was going to happen. This is what you just said.
Your name is attached to things to make things bigger. What is my fucking... I didn't shoot the gun. Why am I arguing and why am I doing interviews after?
Why would
I did 75% of the work of inviting him, make sure he came, and knowing that he had a gun and knowing that he was going to bring a gun to the party, but I didn't have nothing to do with it. The military battalion don't end up over there unless the general orders it. And you said you were the owner of the production company. I'm just wondering how you're going to explain that one again. Let's try again, Kevin. Sorry, I got to try again.
They party with guns.
But who knows? I don't want protectors. I'm not the security guys. The club does all that. I don't have those answers. You understand what I'm saying? Like the responsibility
I don't.
It starts to compile as if I'm the one in charge. We are not in charge of the dialogue from anybody on that stage.
The only difference is
actually they hired writers. Hold on. To write the jokes for the people that were on the stage. Okay, wait, hold on again. I'm going to explain it to myself again because he says he's not in charge, but the production company hired the writers that wrote the jokes that people were saying on the stage. If you put the J in the E and the LLO, you get the Jello. Give me the pudding. Come on now. What are we doing here? Is this how propaganda works? Because it ain't working on me.
If it was a party, you wouldn't have invited them in. If you invited them to the party and you knew they was coming and you knew they was going to be there and you know they potentially might be goons.
Okay.
Like, you know how Tony get down.
Okay, so the Tom Brady roast was a big hit.
Yep.
Right?
Here we
was
go.
the talent attached to Tom Brady's roast? That was a huge hit.
Yep.
I also asked Nikki Glaser to do it. Tony and Nikki were the two standouts from that roast.
Mm-hmm.
They were the big fucking winners of that roast. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get the winners of that roast to come back and fuck with me on mine. It's that simple.
Yes, because they made a lot of money for the roast or people consider them successful and the top talent, I'm going to sell out my people so that I could have the top talent and I can make as much money as possible. Got it, Kevin. I mean, he's telling. You know what? I think this is a trait. The way these people do this is they say things with authority and to convince you. But if you really listen to what Kevin's saying, he's just saying stupid ass shit that don't make sense. But he just keeps selling. All I hear from Kevin is, I sold out, man. What do you mean? I sold out. Don't you understand? I sold out. Not my fault. Sold out.
There was no other thought. I don't know the track record of and what I'm going from. Hey, man, bring the hitters back. Let's see if we can get Nikki and Tony because they crushed on the last one. Jeff, you got to do this one too. Okay. What is Kevin pulling the talent from? I'm pulling it from what? Success.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's that simple. So
success. As long as you're successful, you can, is that what Israel's doing? Is that what Israel's doing with Gaza right now? Well, what do you mean? We've got a great military. I was going to do Obama, but we got a great military. Man, I miss Obama. Anyways, Israel's like, we got a great military. They're successfully bombing Gaza and wiping everybody out. We're pulling from a great military. And the military is great because they got success. Does that make sense? Everybody? Huh? Does that make sense? Explain it away with success. Is that what these billionaires are doing? We're being successful. I don't know what they're all complaining about down there, little bitches. Come on! I swear, this world, one day you're going to wake up and there won't be a Lion Mouse video, and I'll just literally be insane and laying on the floor drooling, just like, is this happening? Is this happening? I won't be able to do anything. I'll be out. I can't take it anymore.
This like idea of Kevin invited them. He know that they. How the fuck do you think I'm hanging out with these people? You think I'm on a day-to-day with these fucking people?
Well, if they said you was hanging out with them, they would say it's by a noose.
Listen,
baby.
If the intent behind humor is that, if you get your laugh, have at it. If you don't, deal with it. All I'm saying is take this world of responsibility off my fucking plate when it's...
Isn't that crazy? I don't want to be responsible for bringing up a giant racial divide in our country. I don't want to be responsible for it. That's what he's saying. And that's some shit, right? Is that what he's saying? Come on now. Well, what are we? Kevin Hart thinks we're all stupid. That is what I'm saying. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe that Kevin Hart thinks we're all this stupid. In fact, he thinks everybody's stupid. He's successful. Then the next thing that Kevin's going to do is tell us how y'all won't understand it. You know why? Y'all haven't been successful as me. Y'all won't understand it because you've never been at the primest, most prime level of success where I'm at the top. Y'all won't understand that. Is that the next? This is how they go. They're jealous. They're angry. They don't get comedy. I mean, how many times we got to hear it? We're not as successful as them. Oh, most people aren't successful. 99% of the world ain't successful. They're just getting by. But they deserve the same treatment as you. And you're only successful because they allowed it. I want to, look, you ain't shit without fans. And you know how hard it is to get fans? The reason is because they got to allow it. But, Kevin forgets those people. When it comes to his production company and making sure a production is smooth, flawless, nothing's messed up, there's no fight in the back, bruh. He has no responsibility to give a fuck about your rights or your feelings or the things that they had to go through in this country. He don't give a fuck about it.
When it's not valid.
If Tony calls you right now and says, man, Kev, man, I was out at the comedy club, man, and man, this dude, man, who said he was George Floyd's brother, smacked the shit out of me.
You gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? What the fuck you want me to do? That's the consequences of the shit.
There you go. So, Cat Williams, did you feel pressure to publicly reconcile? Or because the culture wanted closure, or was that personal?
Okay. I got to stop it right here. I know it goes on, but I just got too much to say about this. And I just have to. There's a lot of things that we disagree on, and we can have opinions, and, you could do this, that, and the other. But when it comes to people's fundamental rights, or when people are being harmed or violated, I believe you have to stand up in those situations. I believe you have to recognize the history that people have gone through. I believe you have to recognize the current day of this country and what people are still going through. It ain't never let up. It still goes on to this day. And I think we could say a lot of funny things, and there's a lot of ways to push the limits of things. But I think you need to respect people and respect their history and respect what they're going through and respect their right to have the same treatment as you, to have the same opportunity as you, to have the same level of respect in the community and the society and the country as you. There's a lot of things I don't give a shit about. But when people start getting fucked out, I'm there. When people start getting fucked up, getting treated wrong, I'm there. I'm not fighting on political lines. I'm fighting for people. Because people make this world go around. And you can claim you don't, but we all depend on these people. Each and every person in this country, we all depend on these people. We are all the people that make the products. We are the labor. We are the customer. We need each other to survive, for food, for clean water, for housing. Why can't we work together? We've been doing this shit for thousands and thousands. Since humans been humans, people been racist. Why can't we make a change? I don't know. I don't know why. I'm ready. I'm tired of a world where the elite get to beat us all up and have us divided. I'm tired of a world like that. I've always been tired of it. I'm ready for change. We done this. Let's try something new. I don't know. I'm trying every way to try and convince you, whether it's logic, whether it's emotion, whether it's compassion, whether, anyway, I'm going to try every avenue because we need to make a better world. And hurting people ain't the way to do that. And it's quite frankly never been the way to do it. But I mean, you can keep hating because apparently you got it all figured out because y'all are still starting wars. Y'all are still fighting. You're still oppressing. And I guess that works out for you. I guess that's an example of being a stable human being, right? No. You're fucking psychos. And it's time to call you out for what you are. It's time to stand up, shit on these people. Fuck them. They want to oppress people. I don't care about them. I care about the people, the everyday people I depend on, and the people that depend on me. Power to people, man. That's the way it's got to be. Peace.